What's good, main eventers? Back at it again with another episode. In this episode, we're going to be doing a tier list of the best WrestleManias from 2000 to currently. The only reason that we're not doing the ones from the 80s and the 90s is because, let's be honest, I was born in 96. Yes, I have knowledge of the events, but it's not as extensive as the 2000s WrestleManias are.
Yeah.
I got my homie Cisco with me on the main event
What's up?
today.
What's up? I'm back, baby. My
Welcome
second
back.
episode,
Always,
man.
always good to have you on,
Man, thank you
man.
for having me, man. This is always fun.
Yep. All right, so we're gonna get right into it. We're gonna talk about the first WrestleMania on the list, WrestleMania 2000.
Oh man, 2000.
Ooh,
If I'm
ooh.
being
Hey,
honest, this WrestleMania is a blur to me. I don't remember as much in this
listen,
mania.
if you're an Attitude Era fan, I apologize in advance because what I'm about to do, what I'm about to say about this mania, it might trigger y'all a little bit.
Okay,
But
so how are we doing this? Are we gonna rate it first, tier it first, or talk about it first and
we're
then
gonna talk about it first.
okay.
Yep. We're gonna talk about the matches. I'm pulling up the card right now
Yeah, I
online.
am too. Just want to see
Yep.
what I'm looking at.
We're gonna we're gonna rate them. We're gonna talk about the good, the wells, the bad, basically the highs and the lows of each show. And with this one, talking about the highs are gonna be pretty easy.
Yeah.
There's only two highs I can really recall from this mania. That was the triangle ladder match between
Yep.
Edge and Christian, the Dudleys, and the Hardys. I think in Pro Wrestling Illustrated that won the 2000 match of the year. And when I think of this WrestleMania, that's the match that always pops in my head first.
Yeah.
That was a lit tag team
I
rivalry.
think
I'm
this
not
was
even gonna lie.
the first ladder match they had, right? At a
Mm-hmm.
WrestleMania. Yeah.
Yep. Then they did TLC at SummerSlam and then TLC 2 at that next year's WrestleMania.
Yep. Yep.
And then,
Honestly,
oh, go ahead.
I don't have no comments for this WrestleMania. It just again, it's a blur to me. So I'm just gonna talk about the goods real quick. The main event was pretty good.
Yeah,
Um,
it was decent. I think it's a little overbooked for me, for my taste.
yeah, it was too much. But I mean, Triple H is champion. He's my favorite, so I'm pretty biased. He was champion. He won a match, so that's good for
Yeah,
me.
yeah, I remember you telling me Triple H was one of your favorites.
Yeah, yeah, that's my man, my boy.
Your boy.
However, there is a WrestleMania where we'll talk about later. I wish he would have. You know what? We'll get to that point. We'll get to that point.
Yeah, the second high for me was the triple threat match between Kurt Angle, Chris Benoit, and Chris Jericho. You can never go wrong with those three talents in
Oh
the ring.
yeah, that was a great
But
match.
but alone them fighting each other, it was for both the IC title and the European title. Kurt Angle was a double champion at the time, I think. And Benoit won the IC title and Jericho won the European title. Kurt walked away with nothing. I'm like, dang.
Wait a minute, is this the Mania where the hardcore title was defended in like all them places, like backstage and like in the ring?
Yeah, and that botch ending happened.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, I was gonna get to that on the bad part. Like, just the bad part about this WrestleMania is there wasn't one singles match. It was just a bunch of multi-man
yeah,
matches.
a bunch of random matches. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Like nothing was memorable. It's just kind of like random shit, like Rikishi and Kane in the tag team match against DX. Like
When were they ever a tag team?
that's
Like,
random to me. Like,
like I'm like, I don't remember this.
but then again, like I didn't watch the build up to this Mania, and I'm not familiar with this Mania as much, so
Yeah, like
I don't
this
know.
like this mania is such a blur to me. And then you have China and Too Cool versus the
The Radicals,
Radicals.
yeah,
Like the Radicals, they're super talented, but even they couldn't get a good match.
yeah.
Carry this match. Testin Albert versus Head Chief, Al Snow, and Steve Blackman. See, like when were they ever a tag team? I'm not getting it.
So I'm saying, like, I just feel like it's just like a random matches thrown together, random guys thrown together, random matches. I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
think Vince McMahon was just like, it's WrestleMania. We're just gonna throw stuff together and get through it.
Yeah, I
But
don't know, man. It's yeah, it's a blur for a reason.
yeah, but did I miss anything? Terry Runnels and the cat in a cat fight with Val Venus as a special guest referee. That's just your vintage Attitude Era.
Yeah,
I don't think anyone cared about that except the horny simps in the audience. So
Yeah.
I don't know. So
Yeah, it
yeah,
says here that that match was 2 minutes and 24 seconds. So yeah, it's like
exact. Like that's crazy.
that's insane
Big
for
Boss
WrestleMania
Man
match.
and Bull Buchanan versus the Godfather and D'Lo Brown. Again, I don't remember Godfather and D'Lo Brown being the tag team. I know they were in the Nation together, but
Yeah, I don't know, man. This is and why is IC there, man? Why is my boy IC at WrestleMania? Well, he's a
but,
celebrity, so I guess it makes
you
sense.
know,
But
I like Ice T, but even he couldn't save this.
yeah, this is
My man
yeah.
Ice T got bars for days, but even he couldn't save this Mania. So
Again, this is a blur for a reason.
facts. So for this Mania, we putting this in the bad category.
Bad. Sorry, guys.
That was bad. All right, moving on to next year's WrestleMania,
Oh man, you
WrestleMania
know what? Just
17.
put this on the top one already, man. This is a good one.
Exactly,
Just
one of
put
the
this on the
best
top one.
ever, easily.
And I'm not
Like
being biased. It just has a little bit of everything in there that I like.
we
I
gonna
like it.
we gonna get into why this is the best of the best. But hold on, let me secure his little place at the top. It's the best of the best. Come on, mouse, work with me. Oh, Lord,
There we
have
go.
mercy.
Or where's it at? I don't see it on there. Oh, there you go. There you go.
You know
It's
what?
under
You know what?
Those were next to WrestleMania 3 on the first row.
Where is it? It's right by WrestleMania
The
23.
first row? No,
Wait,
WrestleMania
where's the
3.
WrestleMania X7 at? Because I just had it. Okay, here it
There
is.
you
I
go.
got it.
There
I
you go.
got it.
Yeah.
I just got. You know what? I'm just gonna do the touchscreen thing where I got to scroll. It's hard to scroll up and do it. What in the world? Hold on. I'm gonna get this right.
Man, so many WrestleManias, dude. That is crazy.
Facts. Okay, so WrestleMania 17 or X7, whatever you
Best
want
of
to
the
call it,
best,
the best of
baby.
the best for a multitude of reasons.
Oh my God.
It,
Please
it, it
do the
was the
honors.
final day of the Attitude Era. The final day of the Attitude Era. What else? Austin and Rock was the main event. Hold on, we
You
got
know what's funny?
comment.
For some
The
reason,
ladder match was dope.
I
Okay,
thought this WrestleMania was like in the 90s for some reason. I thought it was like it's an old WrestleMania, and then I
I
realized
wanted
this is in 2001.
this is 2001. I was 5 years old when this Mania took place.
Shit, I don't know how old I was. I was probably like 2 or something. I was born 98, guys. So
But I'm just
3.
looking at this. Do you guys know what happens when you say Dakota is fun? Kyrie, you just make bruh.
You just made the list.
Listen. We will not tolerate this Dakota Kai slander on here.
No, she is fine. Fine as hell.
Thank you. A gorgeous gem, but you know I have an idea of who this is. Brian, is this you? Oh, by the way, y'all, if y'all comment, drop y'all names so I know who I'm talking to. Yeah, but that Dakota Kai slander will not be tolerated here, sir. If you a hater, just say that. But I'm just looking. But back to WrestleMania X7, I'm looking at this card right now, and it was stacked. Like first match of the night, Chris Jericho versus William Regal for the IC title. It was like 7 minutes 40 seconds. I think they could have used a little more time, but they did the best with what they got. Like I remember this Mania vividly in all the matches. Like I rewatched it so many times.
No, this is a great WrestleMania. Even Kane, Raven, and Big Show stole the match for me.
So I'll put
for me.
So Jericho and Regal, I will put that in like the good category, like in the category of good, like a high. Taz and the APA versus the Right to Censor. That was just a throwaway match. That's in the low.
The hardcore match, the Kane, Raven, Big Show, that's good for me too. That's up there.
Yeah, I'm gonna add a decent part to it too. Like I'm gonna add a decent in the middle. Like Kane, Raven, and Big Show, like that was in the middle for me. Like it was just your average hardcore 3-way match. Like
you know what? I think it's because Kane won that match, and again, I love Kane. Kane's my boy, so I'm pretty biased when it comes to that.
Eddie Guerrero versus Test, pretty decent.
Benoit and Angle, that was
good because I remember that match. You can never go wrong with those two in the ring together.
Speaking of Kurt,
huh?
Kurt Angle can wrestle a broom and make it look good. Kurt is
exactly.
Kurt in his prime was special, man.
Like it's just a shame that Benoit's legacy isn't talked about now because of what he did. Yeah. Like because he was one of the best wrestlers I've ever seen do it.
Yeah.
honestly. China versus Ivory, that was a squash match that goes in the bad category. Shane McMahon versus Mr. McMahon in a street fight with Mick Foley as a special guest referee.
Oh
This
no.
match had some good moments. Like,
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Like, do you remember that pop when Linda finally stood up in her wheelchair?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
It was a good match. Yeah, I would say
it was a level of McMahon silliness, but it was still great in my opinion. So I'm going to put that in the decent category.
Okay.
Edge and Christian, the Dudley Boys and the Hardy Boys. They on TLC 2. One of the best TLC matches ever.
Man, this match right here,
matches ever.
This is best of the best for me. This is up there, man. TLC match.
Yeah, like again, I'll say it. This tag team rivalry was crazy. Like with those three running the ring together, they couldn't do no wrong.
Man, that iconic Jeff Hardy spot, walking the damn ladders and shit.
Edge spearing Jeff Hardy off the ladder.
Yeah, Jeff hanging from the belts.
The cameos between Rhino, Spike Dudley, and Lee. Like this match had everything you wanted in the TLC match. And I think it laid the template for future TLC matches. Like they were like, it's like, can we do better than this? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think the Hardy Boys ever won a TLC match against Dudley's and Edge and Christian. I don't think
so either.
It's either Dudley's or Edge and Christian that won the matches.
Yeah, I think Edge and Christian won the first two, and then they had one on SmackDown a couple of months later where Benoit and Jericho were in the mix, but I think Benoit and Jericho won that one.
Yeah, I don't think they ever won a TLC match with those guys involved, which is weird.
Shoot, the Hardys didn't need to win. They already created they created the iconic moments for us. They were like, we did our part.
Yeah.
Gimmick Battle Royal, Iron Sheik won it.
So this match is interesting because I like the golden era of wrestling. You know, them corny characters. So like, this is pretty cool.
Yeah. Like that holds a special place in my heart too, although I didn't grow up with it. But
yeah, me too. But I appreciate it because like it's different from what it is now. All them characters.
Like appreciate the guys that paid the dues for us, but they were way past their prime. They were
they were like
they were just like they called up Vince McMahon. They were like, "Hey, let me just get a bag real quick."
Hey, WrestleMania bag, can't go wrong, man. I don't blame them.
Facts. Undertaker versus Triple H. They've had better Mania matches in the future. We're gonna get to those, but
no, this was still a good match for his time period. I think it was. Really good.
Yeah.
That spot where he like chokeslammed him off the platform.
Yeah,
that was cool, man. I was like, oh shit.
Triple H pulled out a sledgehammer during the match, and the funniest thing about me in this match is that referee. Undertaker knocked out that referee with an elbow, and he was down for the rest of the match.
I remember that, yeah.
I'm just like, bro, why wasn't this elbow Undertaker's finisher? That's devastating.
I know.
Dusty Rhodes bionic elbow, what?
The Judas effect.
We talking about the Undertaker's elbow. Judas effect, they got nothing on Taker's elbow.
And not to mention, he was big as fuck in his prime too, Undertaker. So
yeah,
elbow to the face, man, you're dead, man. No pun intended.
Right,
you're a dead man.
Then we got Austin and Rock, no DQ match for the WWE Championship. This was probably their best match, not only at WrestleMania, but their best match together. Period.
Iconic.
Like they were both at the top of their popularity, and it was a rare babyface versus babyface main event. Although Stone Cold did turn heel,
man. Made a
and that was a shocker for me too. Like Stone Cold finally sided with Vince McMahon. That's how I knew that the Attitude Era was over right there.
You know what's funny? People say that this was like his worst run as when he was a bad guy as a heel, because it didn't go anywhere. He just like it didn't go
I have a love-hate relationship with Stone Cold's heel run. It's just like, because he was hilarious. Them skits with Kurt Angle and then
those are great.
What chant every week that killed me.
Jimmy Crack going in, I don't care. whatever he said.
Br-
That shit was funny.
So yeah, like this heel run, it definitely had its good points. Like, but yeah, again,
Yeah, this Mania in general goes up there at best of the best. So
yeah, there's nothing more I can say about this Mania. I think
it's
a
up
lot
there,
of
man.
fans,
It's up
I think
there.
a lot of fans will agree with me that this was one of the greatest ever. So,
What's next? WrestleMania 18.
yep, WrestleMania 18, 2002. They were live in Toronto for this one. You already know Canadian wrestling crowds are some of the best crowds ever. Like recently, Elimination Chamber, Roman
Man,
Reigns,
it was hot for Sammy, boy. It was
electric. Trying to look at how this Mania card is put together.
Yeah, I'm just looking here. Just
RVD versus William Regal for the IC title. It was only 10 minutes, 19 seconds. This is just like the previous Regal match. Like all they needed was just a little bit more time.
yeah,
like a filler. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm still looking. DDP versus Christian for the European Championship. DDP defeated him. I don't remember this match too much. It was just there. DDP's whole WWE run was a blur. I know Undertaker buried him. Undertaker buried him unmercifully. I didn't like that.
Wasn't he a creep at some point, like a stalker?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
stalking
like that.
Undertaker's wife, and then apparently the reason why he was buried so badly was because he faxed the script to Undertaker about one of his matches, and Undertaker, the locker room leader, he wasn't standing for that. It's petty, but like DDP, it is what it is. Like he's a legend in WCW.
Yeah, it is what it is, man. You can't say nothing too much about his run in WWE.
Maven versus Goldust for the hardcore title ended with Spike Dudley pin Maven. Bruh. This I remember this. This is the Mania where the hardcore title kept changing hands backstage. And then after like multiple, like 6 or 7 title changes, Maven finally ended up winning the title back. It was the OG 24/7 championship.
Oh man. Yeah, that belt was honestly like obviously it's better than the 24/7 belt, if I'm being honest.
It was a comedy title.
There are so many champions, man. Like, it's ridiculous. Like,
yeah, let's just call it what it is. It was a comedy championship.
Yeah, it really was.
Raven held that title 27 times?
Something like that. Yep. That's about right.
Kurt Angle defeated Kane. Not Kurt Angle's best WrestleMania match, but it's not his worst WrestleMania match either, in my opinion. Like him and Kane, like that was a random rivalry too. Like,
was this for a belt or just like a
just a random rivalry? Like I guess it was just a thrown together matchup, but it was a lot of thrown together matches at that time.
I know they fought for a belt one time. I'm not sure if it was a WrestleMania, but unless I'm tripping.
Undertaker versus Ric Flair no DQ match. And I do remember this match. This is actually one of the highs of the show.
Taker and Flair.
Yep. Undertaker and Ric Flair, like this was around the time where Ric Flair lost his confidence.
Oh yeah.
He just returned to WWE, and after a couple of lackluster years in WCW, he lost his confidence. And Undertaker said that he would love to work with Ric Flair and help reignite that magic that Flair had.
Yeah, no, that was a great match. I remember that match.
And like this match, it was kind of like a gunslinger going into one final battle against the young bull. Younger bull, because Taker wasn't no spring chicken either around the time. I think he was like pushing 40.
Something like that, yeah. American Badass Taker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so basically, like, Undertaker, like, he would beat down Ric Flair. Ric Flair keeps getting back up. There was a spot where Arn Anderson came in, delivered a spine buster to Undertaker, which was payback from Undertaker attacking him a couple weeks before the event.
Guess what? That wasn't enough. That wasn't enough.
What were you saying?
And that wasn't enough. The spine buster, it wasn't enough to keep him down,
Nope.
man.
Oh, you already know. Taker wasn't losing at
Taker was
Mania
OP at
around this time.
WrestleMania, dude. He was OP as fuck at WrestleMania.
Yeah. I don't even think they acknowledged the streak around this time though. Like it was just still like, oh, Undertaker just beat Ric Flair. He's not 11-0 or 12-0, whatever it was at that time. Edge defeated Booker T. I think they were fighting over shampoo or something like that. A shampoo endorsement.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, this was there was a lot of throwaway matches. Like,
yeah, again, this is another Mania that's a bird to me, honestly.
I love Edge and Booker T both, but this match is going in the bad part.
However, Stone Cold and Scott Hall, the next match, I think this was a good match.
Yeah, I think it was a little too short. Like, this was around the time where Stone Cold was real disgruntled.
Yeah.
And like he wasn't putting out his best work at the time, so
I think this was Scott Hall's last WrestleMania, if I'm not mistaken, too.
Yep. Yeah, I'm out of respect to both of them. And out of respect to the late Scott Hall, I'm gonna give this match a decent.
Yeah,
I'm putting this in a decent category. Billy and Chuck versus the APA versus the Dudleys versus the Hardys for the Four Corners elimination match for the tag titles.
This is a blur, man. I don't remember this.
A blur, just the way to get everyone on the card. You had a lot of multi-man matches at Mania, but
Rock and Hogan.
Okay, like everyone talks about this Mania, this is the first thing that comes to mind.
Yep,
this is definitely going in the high category.
Yep, and just to point out real quick, this was a Hogan after WCW. This is when he was Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
Listen, this is one of the greatest Mania matches ever.
So it wasn't no Real American Hogan. This is Hollywood Hogan, baby. This is WCW Hulk Hogan. Yeah. So
the best thing about this match was the crowd. Like Hogan and Rock, they didn't need to go out there and put on a Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels classic style of match. They just went along with the crowd. They hit their signature moves, and it was crazy because Hulk Hogan was being the heel. Playing the heel character, and he was getting cheered over the Rock.
Yeah, he was, yeah.
And back then it was rare. That was rare. So and this is the match that turned Hulk Hogan face to start off that nostalgia babyface run in 2002.
Yep, Hall and Nash they tried to attack the Rock. Hogan helped out, and
Yeah, like one of the greatest WrestleMania matches ever.
Yeah, I'm gonna find out.
If anyone's never seen that match before, I advise you to look it up.
It's pretty crazy. I think this is the end of the NWO. I think in WWE.
It was, and I think this match should have gone on last too because it was just like this is the match everyone looked forward to, and the crowd was drained after this match.
Yeah.
But hindsight, what can we do about it? Jazz versus Trish versus Lita, triple threat match for the women's title. They barely got 5 minutes. This is going in the low category for me.
That is crazy, man. 6 minutes.
Yeah, you know, a lot of time was given to the women back then.
Yeah, it was quick matches back then.
Yeah, and then Triple H versus Chris Jericho for the undisputed title. Triple H defeated them. Like Triple H and Chris Jericho, they did their best to try to keep the crowd engaged during this match, but after Hogan and Rock, they weren't having it. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I think that match drained these guys, the crowd.
Yeah.
I mean, for the first 5 minutes or so, they kept chanting Hogan and Rock. So
Jericho wasn't taken seriously around this time as champion either.
Yeah.
So, where will I put this Mania at? I'm gonna put this WrestleMania in the average category.
Average.
Because it definitely had its lows, but
I was thinking maybe good for Hogan and Rock, but
the Taker and Flair was okay, but it's just everything else is little forgettable. So I'm gonna put that in the average category. All right, so next we got WrestleMania 19.
WrestleMania 19.
I gotta say personally, this is probably my favorite WrestleMania right here.
Yeah.
Like so many good things happen on this show, and so many memorable moments.
You know, man, this is a good WrestleMania, but I feel like Triple H should have dropped the belt to Booker T.
Oh yeah, that was a bad and like Triple H, he was cutting racist promos on Booker T at that time. He was like, people like you don't get to be a world champion. He's saying that this man had nappy hair.
And not and not to mention, like they were building it as of like he was gonna win it, Booker T's gonna win it, but
exactly, like they presented it like as a rags to riches story, just only for Booker T to lose. But Triple H during this time period, he wasn't losing to nobody.
Nah, nobody.
Let's be honest. Everyone got buried back then versus
Scott
Triple
Steiner,
H.
Kevin Nash, Booker T, RVD, I think.
Goldberg.
Yeah, Goldberg.
Yeah, Raw was Triple H and the Temptations back then. Let's be honest.
Nah, he was wilding back then.
Rey Mysterio versus Matt Hardy for the Cruiserweight title. They could have used a little more time. Undertaker defeated Big Show and A-Train in a handicap match. The only thing I remember about that match is Nathan Jones was supposed to be Undertaker's partner, but he was untrained, so
I think the storyline was that he got injured backstage or something like that.
Yeah, he was very green at the time and couldn't compete or whatever it was. So yeah, I think that's why. Trish Stratus, Victoria, and Jazz triple threat match for the women's title. That's three of the greatest women's wrestlers ever, but I don't remember. Again, women's wrestling back then, like
it's a blur, man.
Yeah, it's a blur. I don't remember too much about it. Okay, so Team Angle, Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin, very underrated tag team, by the way, versus Chris Benoit and Rhino, thrown together tag team and Los Guerreros for the WWE Tag Team titles. The WWE Tag Team titles. I think this match was better than I recall it being. Like, everyone got in their spots. Everyone got to do something great. But again, it was just one of those multi-man matches. Get everybody on the card.
Yeah.
So I'll put that in the decent.
Blur.
Decent.
HBK and Chris Jericho.
Bruh. Okay, now this one I remember vividly.
This was a good match, and this is when HBK came back.
Yep, Shawn Michaels just returned. Like, he didn't in real life. He was just like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to go after Mania, but after this match, after having it with Jericho, like when you wrestle Chris Jericho, you got no choice but to be at your best. It was just like Shawn Michaels got his confidence back, and I think the storyline in this was they were both Jericho grew up a Shawn Michaels fan, but now he's just like, I've surpassed you.
Yep, like I'm better than you type thing.
We already talked about Triple H versus Booker T. The wrong person went over in that match.
Yeah, I wish Booker T would have won that match, man. Yeah.
Hulk Hogan versus Vince McMahon. Okay.
That was a pretty good match.
It was.
That was a good match, surprisingly.
I remember this match vividly. Like, and for a Vince McMahon match, he really had on his working boots.
No, McMahon doesn't get enough credit, man. I think McMahon has some great matches under his belt.
No one can sell a one-sided beatdown better than Vinnie Mac.
No,
let's be honest.
And you look. So right now we're at WrestleMania 19, but I think one of the best matches was HBK at WrestleMania 22 or 21.
Oh yeah,
one of those two.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that.
That was a great match, but yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Yeah, this is a good match. Hogan and McMahon.
Yeah, and if Hogan lost, he would have to retire. Yeah, because the story build up was like, who was responsible for the growth of WWE, Vince McMahon or Hulk Hogan?
Yeah.
Rock versus Stone Cold. This was Stone Cold's last match. What a way to go out with your greatest opponent ever. Rock was doing some of the best work of his career at this time as the Hollywood heel.
That's
Yeah.
Hollywood Hogan. Hollywood Rock, I mean.
Hilarious.
Hollywood Rock. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it was a memorable match. Like they like it was a memorable last encounter. It was Stone Cold's last match till last year's Mania.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Stone Cold, he went out on a high note.
He did, yeah. Against The Rock. You can't argue with that, man.
And then Kurt Angle versus Brock Lesnar for the WWE title. We all know what was the most memorable point about this match. Brock's superstar press, yep. But still, when Kurt and Brock are in the ring together, you know it's going to be a 5-star classic.
Well, it's magic, man. It's magic.
They can't do no wrong against each other. So yeah, the good parts: Lesnar and Angle, Rock and Austin, Hogan, McMahon, HBK and Jericho. Decent Matt Hardy and Shannon Moore. Undertaker's match. The women's match was okay for its time period. Tag team match, yeah. Like the only bad thing on it was Triple H versus Booker T.
Yeah, I think so too.
Like everything else delivered, in my opinion. So for this Mania, you think it's good? We put it as best of the best.
You know what? I think put it at good.
Okay, good. Okay, fair.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
That's fair. Okay. All right. Next is WrestleMania 20. Okay, and this WrestleMania is pretty memorable for me too. It's just the ending that's memorable to me. But we're gonna get into it. Okay, John Cena versus Big Show for the United States title to open the show. Cena beat Big Show. I think this was Cena's first singles win.
Yep, his first singles win or U.S. championship, I think.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, first singles championship win of Cena's career. So that was a career highlight. I wonder why this was left out in 2K23, and then I realized, this is all matches that Cena lost.
Cena lost, yeah.
That's funny.
RVD, Booker T. What? This is for the world title match. I don't know.
Garrison Cage and Mark Jindrak. I forgot. I completely forgot about Mark Jindrak. The Dudley versus the Dudley Boys versus La Resistance. Another one of those multi-man matches. You already know the drill with this one.
Yep.
Everyone gets a payday.
Christian and Jericho.
I remember this because this is the match where Trish turned on Jericho.
Yeah. I sided with Christian, yeah.
Yeah, but I remember this match being pretty good. Like, it was decent for its time period.
Yeah.
Evolution versus the Rock and Sock Connection, 3-on-2 handicap match.
I think this is interesting because this is when The Rock was in Hollywood and he wasn't there every week.
He was. Yeah, he was really like he had one foot out the door.
Yeah, and I think Mick was there by himself on Raw and hey, I have a partner. He's coming to WrestleMania or something like that. I'm not sure what it was.
Yeah, Evolution kept beating Mick down, and Mick called The Rock for backup for help.
Yeah, and he finally showed up.
Yeah, and I think this was The Rock's last match until he made his return in like the early 2010s.
I think so. Yeah.
Right. I think it was. Playboy evening gown match. Tori Wilson and Sable versus Miss Jackie and Stacy Keibler. Just there to appease the horny Simpson in the home.
Playboy evening gown match. Wow.
Mm-hmm. You already know.
Cruiserweight Open for the Cruiserweight Championship.
Chavo Guerrero, Akio, aka Jimmy Wang Yang, Billy Kidman, Funaki, Jamie Noble, Nunzio. You see his talent?
I see it, man.
And they only gave them 10 minutes? What?
10 minutes and 38 seconds.
Shannon Moore to Jerry, Ultimo Drive. What? Bruh, let Triple H have been a booker at this point.
No, this match would have got at least 30 minutes in today's world. Match.
Exactly. This would have been a 5-star classic easily. I put this in a decent category because there's just too much talent in this match for me to put it as bad. Like, come on now. Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar, y'all definitely going in the bad category.
Yeah, because they both were leaving the company, so it's kind of like who cares who wins?
They put in minimal effort during the match, and the fans just completely crapped on it.
And then to make it worse, they had Stone Cold as a referee to like, hey guys, care about this match. But
yeah, got the
it didn't work.
Got the most cheers, and he wasn't even wrestling. He was retired at this point. Too cool. Another multi-man match. I'm not even gonna get into that.
Yeah, we can skip that one.
Victoria versus Molly Holly. I remember this one.
Oh yeah, this is when she got her hair shaved, right? Molly Holly.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy? Like Molly Holly agreed to get her head shaved just so she could have her and there could be a women's spot on the WrestleMania card, women's championship spot.
Wow, that is
because
crazy.
Originally it wasn't even in the cards.
That is crazy.
Again, women's wrestling wasn't the main priority back then. Eddie Guerrero versus Kurt Angle for the WWE title. I remember this match vividly. You can't do no wrong with those two in the ring together. And the finish to this match was really creative.
Yeah, it really was. The boot and Angle with the ankle lock, and he just like rolled over.
And then rolled Kurt up for a pin. Eddie got one over on him.
That was cool, man. That was a cool finish.
And I like the build to this match too. Like Kurt Angle kept bringing up Eddie's past demons, like his past with substance abuse, and Kurt was like, "This should not be our WWE champion."
Yeah,
it was a good build up. Undertaker defeated Kane. This was Undertaker's first match back as the Dead Man character after Kane buried him at Survivor Series months before. It was good to see Paul Bearer back, but this match,
yeah, I think it was good, but it was too short, man. I don't know.
It was trash. Like, in unpopular opinion, Undertaker and Kane didn't have good chemistry in the ring together.
They didn't, yeah, it's true.
The build up to their matches was always good, but when they got in the ring together, it was always meh to me.
I think it's because they have both have similar movesets. Like,
same
thing, literally same thing.
Yep, two big men that can go with other opponents, but it's just they don't mesh.
Yeah.
And then
Benoit, Triple H, and HBK for the world title. I think this is a great match. This is awesome. Man.
One of the best Mania matches ever.
A classic underdog story.
Yep, the beloved workhorse from the fans finally gets his moment.
Yeah, this was a great match.
Yep, and fun fact, this was the first WrestleMania main event to end in submission.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, I can't say enough about this match. If y'all haven't watched this match yet, pull up Peacock. I'll send my info out to you if you need it. Go watch this match.
A part of me wanted HBK to win this match, but Chris winning it was special. Chris
deserved it. And then we got to talk about that ending. Benoit and Guerrero. One's the world champion, one's the WWE champion. Them embracing in the ring.
Yeah, that was awesome, man.
Yeah, it was just like two of the best workers in the company at that time. They finally got their due diligence.
Yeah, it's almost like smaller guys, they made it to the top, and that's special.
But in hindsight, it's kind of haunting too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where does this go, man? This is
for this Mania,
let's see. I'm trying to think here. Let's see.
Moments wise, it was a pretty strong Mania. I liked it a lot. Some people even say it's the greatest Mania ever. I don't think that it was. I'm gonna give it a good.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Good.
I'm gonna give it a good. It was a solid Mania.
1, 2, 3, 4.
WrestleMania 21. Okay, the Hollywood Mania, the first Hollywood Mania.
This was one of the first Manias I watched in DVD, and this was.
Oh, you had a DVD too? Me too.
Yeah. This is when I first got into wrestling. Actually, the first DVD I ever bought, and this is cool.
Yeah, I remember all the Hollywood skits from this Mania. It was.
You talking to me?
You talking to me? The Kurt Angle and Christy Hemme one.
He talking to me. Oh yeah, that was crazy. He's like, make a tap, and she was moaning.
Yeah, exactly. Where they spooked when Harry met Sally. I'm looking
this
at
Mania
this.
for me is up there, the best of the best, and I think because there's a lot of great moments here.
Oh yeah, and I always say too, like this Mania, you could tell it was a turning of the tide.
It was, yeah.
It was the crowning of crowning of Randy Orton, John Cena, and Batista as like the faces of the main event scene for the next decade.
Yeah, and Edge too, because he wanted Money in the Bank.
Yep. Yeah, we gonna get into that, like the good parts. Rey Mysterio, Eddie Guerrero, like they got good chemistry and they always have good matches, but this was probably their least memorable match to me.
I think for me, just because it's my first one, I think this is up there.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, I like smaller guys going at it. I like that technical wrestling, high flying style. This was it right here. And also, it's tag team partner versus tag team partner. They were champions at the time, tag champions at the time.
Yeah, WWE, they do the can they coexist
exactly
so many times.
But the thing is, I think they were partners at the time, right? They were tag champions.
Yeah.
So they, I guess it was like I'm better than you type of thing, and it was like, you know what?
That's basically their only way to book a babyface feud.
Yeah, it was like I'm better than you. I can prove it to you. WrestleMania. Let's go.
Okay. So I'm gonna give that decent, honestly. Ray versus Eddie. Money in the Bank match, first ever one. Edge wins, and this Money in the Bank match, it still holds up, honestly.
It does, yeah. I think this is up there for good.
I'm looking at the talent in this match. You got Edge, Chris Jericho, Shelton Benjamin, Chris Benoit, Christian, and Kane.
This match has some great spots with Benjamin with the T-bone off the ladder. That was cool.
Running up the ladder, the clothesline. Yep. I think it was Jericho. Yeah, Shelton Benjamin. When it came to Money in the Bank matches, he was the MVP.
No, he was a GOAT. And then in a spot where he jumped up the ladder and like flip off the top rope. That was cool too. Bro, that was amazing.
Anyone that knows me knows I've been saying for years Shelton Benjamin should have been a world champion. He should have won. Shelton Benjamin was the truth back in the day.
Like his entrance during this match was cool, man. The ladder's on fire on the stage. That shit was awesome, man.
Yeah, like very memorable WrestleMania match and one of the best Money in the Bank matches ever. Right person won, definitely.
And not to mention Edge's cash in was awesome too.
Exactly. Like honestly, I'm just looking at this list, and any one of these guys had a fair shot of winning. Honestly,
they did, yeah.
And nobody would have been mad about it.
Tyson Tomko. Oh, I remember that dude.
Undertaker versus Randy Orton.
This was a great match.
Exactly, one of Randy Orton's best matches up to that point.
Dude, that chokeslam to the RKO.
Yes. Oh my God, one of the best RKOs I've ever seen.
That was awesome. And honestly, the build up to the match was pretty cool too. They had a scene. They had a segment where they had I think it was Randy Orton in the casket.
Yeah,
and was the Undertaker. I forgot who it was, but it's like a wax figure of like Randy Orton and his dad, I think, in a casket.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this was the first WrestleMania where they started acknowledging Undertaker's winning streak.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, because I think it's the first time they ever made it like a focal point of the match from there on.
The streak.
Yeah, this is definitely good. Undertaker and Randy Orton, that was probably the best rivalry that year, in my opinion.
No, that was a great match.
Trish Stratus versus Christy Hemme. Blur. That's in the bad category. Again, I've said it before. Women didn't get much time back then, and it was really supposed to be Trish and Lita, but Lita got hurt.
Oh, she did, yeah.
Correct now.
This match
versus Shawn Michaels. This match.
This match is up there, man.
Again. Shawn Michaels is Mr. WrestleMania for a reason, and Kurt Angle.
This match was awesome.
Kurt Angle's the wrestling machine for a reason. So when you put those two together, what do you think is going to happen?
No, this match was one of the matches as a kid. I was like, this is what wrestling should be.
I think it was definitely the best match of the night, and I think it was match of the year too.
I think so too. Yeah, that was a great match.
Yeah, like
man, that iconic iconic scene where like HBK is in an ankle lock and he's like, I don't want to tap, but he just
Yeah,
tapped.
exactly.
I'm like, bro, the emotion in that match is insane.
Like
That was a great match.
it was just one of those dream matches. Like you're just so happy, you're just happy to experience it. Honestly,
No. There's a part of that match where Sean is on his knees and Angle's like tap out, and he like pushes him and super kicks him. And he 1, 2, kick out.
exactly.
I'm like, dude, this match is up there, man. Best of the best.
Akibono versus Big Show. Blah.
Yeah, it was okay, man. You know, for WrestleMania, I think it was like a filler match. You know, just
Big Show got on the card that year. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
It was okay.
John Cena versus JBL for WWE title.
Yep, this was a
Cena's crowning moment.
Yeah,
the first of 16 world titles to come for him.
Yep.
Like, and I was just happy to see someone in JBL's title reign. I didn't care who it was, just somebody.
JBL. You know what? I think JBL had a good title reign, just because he's like the asshole heel. And
he definitely did his job as a heel, easily one of the greatest heels ever. But it was time to come to an end. It was time for the rise of Cena. And then Batista versus Triple H, and like this was Triple H's time out of the main event scene too. Like,
yeah, it was.
Like the Reign of Terror ended here. Like we didn't really see Triple H, hold the world title for like a couple years after this.
Yeah. You know what? A part of me wanted Booker T to win that match, but I think in retrospect, I think it was a good call that he didn't win that match.
Yeah, Triple H put over Batista big, and I think it was supposed to be Randy Orton versus Triple H here, but they messed up Randy Orton's babyface turn so bad they were like, okay, let's go with Batista.
Let's turn him heel.
You know, thank God they didn't fumble the bag with Batista.
Oh, Batista, yeah, that was a great match. You know what? This Mania is up there, man. Best of the best.
Yeah, exactly. Like it was, to me, it was a watershed moment for them. Like it was the turn of a new era. I'm gonna put it in the good category.
2 new stars born in Batista and John Cena.
Yeah, it goes in the good. Okay.
What's next? 22.
All right, we on 22 next in Chicago. I'm just looking at the poster. It's John Cena delivering a bulldog to Booker T.
Oh yeah.
They weren't even facing each other. I remember this Mania vividly too. Because I had it on DVD back in 06, 10-year-old me.
Yeah, I did too, yeah.
I watched it until it just got scratched up completely.
No, yeah, I did too.
Big Show and Kane versus Carlito and Chris Masters. They only got 6 minutes.
RVD.
Mostly I remember about that is Big Show and Kane just dominating the whole thing.
Yeah, for 6 minutes straight.
Yeah,
RVD wins Money in the Bank. That was a good one.
RVD, Bobby Lashley, Finlay, Matt Hardy, Ric Flair. What was Ric Flair doing in this match?
You know what? I think there was a spot in the match where he took a suplex off the ladder.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
he had to be taken to the back.
Yeah, and then he came back, but he still lost the match.
Rick, I'm going to need you to stay as far away from a ladder match as possible with your bad back.
Yeah, RVD was a great choice for this.
And this match was only 12 minutes. Wow. Like, this probably was the shortest Money in the Bank match ever, but they got in a lot of stuff. Like, I remember RVD, he did a drop kick to Bobby Lashley with a steel chair while Lashley was on a ladder.
Yeah.
I remember RVD doing a frog splash off the ladder. And then Shelton Benjamin just doing Shelton Benjamin. I think this is the match where he did that flip. He ran up the ladder and flipped outside the ring.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, again, Shelton delivered whatever.
Yeah,
when it came to these matches. JBL defending the United States Championship against Chris Benoit.
Defeated Benoit.
It's a blur to me. It's just there. I think JBL won the match. I remember this rivalry, but
I think this was Benoit's one of the matches for the U.S. title at WrestleMania because he had one against MVP, I think.
Yeah,
it's one of them.
It was just there.
Yeah, this is
it wasn't the best work for neither one of them. Like that was.
It's something.
Man. Edge and Mick Foley. Now, this is the match of the night for me.
This match as a kid, bro, this had me in a chokehold, man.
Yeah, match of the night.
This had me in a chokehold.
And you know, like we talk about like how Shawn Michaels elevated everyone he faced, how Bret Hart elevated everyone but he's faced, and AJ Styles and stuff, but Mick Foley don't get enough credit either. Yep. Mick Foley made stars as well.
Yeah, Randy and Edge.
Triple H, The Rock.
Yeah.
He brought out Undertaker. He brought out the best in Undertaker when Undertaker was beginning to get a little stale.
Yeah.
Like, Mick Foley don't get credit for the stars that he created. And, like, this match, Edge spearing Foley through that flaming table will always be a memorable moment for me.
That was awesome, man. As a kid, I thought it was the coolest shit ever as a kid.
I think they both bled. I think he gave Lita a mandible claw. Yeah, it was lit.
I think after this match, I think Foley got his respect. He was like, you know what, I'm a side with you now. I think they were a tag team for like a couple months. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Couple Raws.
Boogeyman versus Booker T and Sharmell. I remember this feud, but this match was just blur. Complete blur.
It was, yeah.
The only thing I remember about this match is Boogeyman kissed Sharmell with a mouthful of worms.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that
too. That's the only thing I can recall about this match. I think Boogeyman was working through an injury.
Oh, was he? Damn.
Yeah. That's what made it so. I guess that's why it wasn't as good as it was. Mickie James versus Trish Stratus. Definitely remember this. This was actually probably the best women's match that up to that point.
Yeah, at WrestleMania. Yeah.
At WrestleMania, yeah. And I remember like it was a good storyline too. Like Mickie James was the crazy stalker fan.
Yeah.
And then Trish was like, "Hey, like Trish set some boundaries," and Mickie James just went full crazy.
Yeah,
want to take the title from her, and then I also remember that match. Mickie James grabbed Trish in a place where she wasn't supposed to grab her.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I think
that got edited out.
Yeah, I'm about to say I think it's gone from the network or the Peacock is edited out.
Undertaker versus Mark Henry in the casket match.
This was good for me. This was a good match.
It was just there for me. Wasn't Undertaker's best Mania match?
It's that classic big dude versus strongman type of thing.
Yeah. Irresistible force versus immovable object type of feel. Yeah.
To make it interesting as a casket match, so like you gotta beat your opponent down to put him in the casket.
I do remember Undertaker doing that suicide dive on Mark Henry.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
Like when Undertaker do that was always a sight to see.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I thought Henry was gonna break the streak at this point.
Oh really?
Yeah, I thought so. Just because at that time Henry was like a monster heel, like he was unstoppable almost.
Yeah, and back then I didn't read the dirt sheets. I was just
me too.
It was fun back then, and it used to have you on the edge of your seat. So. Yeah. Shawn Michaels versus Vince McMahon, bro.
No, this match was great, man. I'm not gonna lie.
As far as pure comedy value, this is one of my favorite Mania matches because Shawn Michaels.
This was a great match for me.
Not out of Vince McMahon.
No, you know what? Even the build up to this match was fun too.
Yeah, like wasn't Vince McMahon like trying to like feud with God or whatever?
Yeah, I think that was after Mania, but yeah, he was going to like church and like saying things about God and Shawn is
make Shawn Michaels' life a living hell. Like
good.
Spirit Squad tried to help him win the match. Shane tried to help him win the match. Yeah. Shawn Michaels made. They were trying to make Shawn Michaels kiss Vince's rear end again, and then Shawn Michaels shoved Shane's head up there.
Yeah.
And then Shawn delivered that elbow drop
off the ladder
while Vince was on tape. That's the part I remember most about the match.
Yeah, that was a good match.
It was. Again, no one sells a one-sided beatdown better than Vinnie Mac.
And then McMahon, like he takes everything, man. Like there's no like protection, no, he just goes at it full blown. You know what I mean? Like he takes it, man.
Right, like.
So yeah, that's a good one. Mysterio and Kurt Angle and Randy Orton for the world title. This, you know what? This was a good match, but
it could have used some more time.
Yeah, I think because of what happened with Eddie,
Yeah,
there was like, Ray will just win the belt, go ahead and win the belt, just to.
it was originally supposed to be Orton versus Batista, but then Batista got hurt.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. Interesting.
Yeah, that's what it was supposed to be originally. So it was like they were trying to scramble, but Ray got his moment. He deserved that.
But his reign as champion was terrible, man.
It was like Vince McMahon was like, "I'll give you the moment, but I'm gonna book you as a weak champion."
Yeah, he looked so weak in every match, and I think he lost it to, was it Khali? I think, or it was somebody he lost it to.
Great Khali, Mark Henry. I think he lost to Finley. I'm just like, Ray. Yeah, Ray booked to look like a weak champion here. What's going on? Tori Wilson versus Candice Michelle. Horny Simps match again.
Yeah, Blur.
And John Cena versus Triple H. I remember this. One of Cena's best performances up to that point.
For some reason, I thought Triple H was going to win this match.
Yeah, because PTSD from the Reign of Terror.
Yeah, I thought he was going to win this match, but
you always knew he was going to be back in the world title scene regardless.
Yeah.
But yeah, see, this was around the time when the fans were turning on Cena too.
They were, yeah.
Because Super Cena was in full swing at this time.
Full effect, baby.
Oh yeah, that Super Cena era was something. You could have tossed Cena off the Empire State Building, he would still kick out at 2. But I'll give this Mania a good one. What you think?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I put it for good.
Yeah, great moments. All right. Mania 22 going into good. WrestleMania 23. Okay, now I remember. Now this will hold a special place in my heart.
Me too. Yeah, this
was the first Mania I ordered on pay-per-view.
Really?
Yep.
This was one. Yeah, this was an interesting one. You know what? This is the first Mania with ECW guys on there, I think.
Yep, the first Mania to be back in stadiums too.
Yeah.
At Ford Field in Detroit. That's where SummerSlam.
All grown up, the tagline. All grown up.
Yeah, I like that.
That was cool, man.
And then the theme song, "Ladies and Gentlemen" by Saliva. That had me hyped.
You know what? I remember the commercials where it was like John Cena as a kid, and then he would come back and as an adult. Like that was.
Me too. Yeah, I remember the Stone Cold one too.
Yeah, Stone Cold. I think Batista had one.
Yep.
I think Taker had one, maybe. I don't know, but
it was dope to see.
He said, "I'm all grown up. I'm all grown up. I'm all grown up. I'm all grown up." He said, "I'm all grown up." They all said that. Yeah, that was cool.
Mr. Money in the Bank ladder match, first match on the show. I'm just looking at the talent that was in this match.
Wait a minute. Is this the one where Kane was in that movie See No Evil, and then he attacked Khali he fought Khali at this?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that vividly. Yeah.
That match was bad though.
Kane was like a legit monster, not like a fake monster, but like a legit monster because of that movie.
Yeah. The Money in the Bank match. I'm just looking at the talent right now. You got Mr. Kennedy, he won, but you got CM Punk, Randy Orton, Finley, Matt Hardy, King Booker, Jeff Hardy, and Edge.
Man.
Yeah, this is also one of my favorite Money in the Bank matches because I remember Jeff did that leap.
Oh yeah,
while Edge was onto another ladder.
Yeah, the leg drop.
And they took both of them out the match. Yeah, that was iconic.
And then the RKO off of the ladder on CM Punk.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite Jeff moments right there.
I think Kennedy did some move on Hornswoggle too.
Yeah, I think it was what's that move that Sheamus does? He puts you on his shoulders and then he rolls with you. I know what it is, but
it's like a STO, but like he flips instead of it's like a FU position, but he flips with you like a swanton.
Yeah, I'll think of it.
Yeah, I forgot the name of it.
Yeah, I think Edge went on Spearfest in this match too. Yeah, like this Money in the Bank match, like that Jeff Hardy spot puts it over the top though. Jeff Hardy spot and the RKO spot. And Mr. Kennedy was the right person at the right time to win that because he was being built up as a big deal at that time.
Yeah, he was, but it fell flat, man. Because I think Edge went after him, right? Like he went on SmackDown challenging for the thing, and
Edge took the briefcase from me, cashed in on Undertaker.
Yeah, that same night, I think.
Yeah, I was just like,
I was pissed.
I was too. I'm like, Edge,
I was
you was such
pissed
a gremlin, bruh.
because I think that was the one where it was Batista and Undertaker in the steel cage match, and they beat the hell out of each
Exactly.
other.
Yeah, I remember that, bruh.
All of a sudden, you think you know me? I was like, oh shit, you go to cash in.
I'm like, Edge, I hate you so much.
No,
Man,
I fucking hated Edge because of that.
bruh, they're back then. Edge and Randy Orton, those two wrestlers, I hated them the most,
No, I
but they
did
did
too.
their job.
Both of those guys in Finley. I don't know why I just hated Finley.
I appreciate them now though,
Yeah, I do too.
because they're two goats.
I think it's because of the shillelagh that Finley used to cheat with.
Yeah,
Like he would cheat with that shillelagh, man. That shit was crazy.
Yeah, Family was dirty.
Benoit MVP for the U.S. belt.
I think this was Chris Benoit's last Mania.
It was, yeah.
It was like what 2 months before he did what he did.
Yeah.
I can only imagine his mental state at that time. And guess how the match ended with a diving headbutt.
Yeah.
Yeah, MVP was being built up as a pretty big deal too.
He was, yeah.
And like Benoit like helped him get over that hump.
Yeah, I think MVP is one of the longest reigning U.S. champ. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he's up there with the.
And I think MVP credits like those matches with Benoit as helping like elevate his in-ring skills too. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Undertaker versus Batista.
This is a good match.
Yeah, one of Undertaker's best Mania matches.
Yeah, it really was. I'm not gonna lie, man. I thought Batista was gonna beat him for the belt.
Batista had a legit shot at ending the streak, and he hit a Batista bomb during the match. I thought it was over there.
I thought so too, but
he did a power slam through the announce table, like you didn't know you were on the edge of your seat. And it was two big men going at it, and like they just meshed together. Undertaker and Batista's chemistry was off the chart.
It really was. They
always produce bangers with each other.
Yeah.
ECW originals versus the new breed. No one cared about ECW back then.
You know what? In this match is a spot where I think it was who was it? It was what's his name? Matt Striker or somebody. Yeah. I think it was RVD and Matt Striker. It did like a monkey flip and
And Matt Striker sold it.
He freaking flew, bro. He flew across the ring.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, battle of the billionaires, hair versus hair. Bobby Lashley with Donald Trump in this corner versus Umaga with Vince McMahon in his corner. In hindsight, I should have rooted for Vince McMahon.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to... Yeah, you know what? Me too, but you know what?
But you know what? Bobby was a baby face. I didn't know no better back then. I just wanted...
And also, I'm glad that Vince won because that persona of Do-Rag Vince, that shit was hilarious, man.
Bruh.
That shit was hilarious.
Do-Rag Vince. Vince McMahon was wild stuff.
Yeah, he was doing some crazy stuff on TV, man. Like he was wilding.
Bruh, that's crazy.
Melina and Ashley.
Meh.
Blur.
Just there. Blur. And John
this match.
Michaels.
This match right here
don't get talked about enough as one of the best Mania matches ever.
This is a great match, man. And not to mention the entrances were on point too with John Cena in his car. I think it was a Lamborghini.
Oh yeah, that's Vin Diesel looked at that. He was like, "I'll give you a role in Fast and Furious."
Yeah, that was an awesome entrance.
Bruh, like Cena,
man.
Like, Cena wasn't the workhorse then that he was now, but he definitely had his working boots on.
No, I thought HBK was gonna win this match.
Yeah, Shawn Michaels had a shot, but at the end of the day, Super Cena was Super Cena-ing.
Oh, and you know what? I think they were champions, tag champions at the time too.
Yep, they sure was.
Yeah, I think Cena was double champ, and HBK as tag champion.
Yeah, like this match, like Shawn Michaels did that moonsault on the outside, and I think Cena's back to the announce table. Yep. He pile drives Cena on the steel stairs.
I remember that. Yeah,
a lot about this match.
Man, the FU into the super kick, that was cool.
Yeah,
too, man.
Exactly. And then that final part where he transitioned to STF, like Shawn tried to fight for his life.
Yep.
Yeah, Cena had his working boots on that day. Like him, like when you're in the ring with Shawn Michaels, you have no choice but to have the match of your career.
No, really.
And then, like a couple weeks ago, they had an even better match on Raw. They went
on Raw
for like
that
an hour.
Was 1 hour, yeah. That was 1 hour match.
Yeah,
Which
Cena,
I'm glad HBK won that match. That was a good match.
yeah, Cena and HBK, they meshed perfectly in the ring
No,
together.
they were awesome together. You know what? I think this run of HBK was his best run compared to his
Yeah,
first one.
yeah. You talking about his second run with the company?
Yeah,
Yeah, me too.
him being clean and a Christian guy. I think he was. I think
Yeah,
that
he produced some. He produced some of the greatest matches
some
ever.
great matches.
This Mania, I wanted to put it as best. But what you think? Cause like everything delivered.
You know what, man? I would put it as good.
We're gonna put it in the good
I'll
category.
put it as good.
All right, fair. Mania 17
Only
sitting up
because
there.
there are a few like weak links in there, like Cully and Kane and Ashley and Melina, but I thought
That's
everything else is pretty good. Cena and Michaels take the cake, man. They take the.
that's fair. Okay. Mania 24.
This is you know what? This is another one that is a special place in my heart, man. This is a good WrestleMania right here. This is a
Yes,
good one.
sir.
It's a good show.
Um,
Kane, oh, he won a Battle Royal for the ECW Championship. Yep. Oh, that was a pre-show. He won the ECW in the pre-show. I didn't know that. Yo. Did I go on mute?